Hey everyone, this is episode 5 of our Gnomoria Let's Play. Now, we got some... Look at this place. It's actually starting to look like somewhere that we can defend and call home. So I've got a little break in the wall here just so we can eventually cut down all of these apple trees and stuff like that. I'm actually going to go ahead and just forage all of these apple trees that are basically in the way, because I'm going to extend all the way out to here and probably join it up with this wall so I don't have to make as many walls in the end. So I'll just have to make this as opposed to making blah blah blah, all of that crazy stuff, and it's just going to save a bunch of time. Now, quickly before the official beginning of the episode, well, it's actually officially begun. I don't even know why I said that, because there's no real official beginning. It's basically whenever I start talking is the start of the video, and there's really no reason for me to be sharing this apart from the fact that I feel like it. But anyway, a quick note, this is actually being recorded right after I recorded the episode 4, so if you left any comments in that last episode on the bottom of the video, or maybe you left a comment on your wall, you just wrote it on a piece of paper and you slapped it on the wall and you said he'll read that. I mean, if he's dedicated, he will read that comment, even though it's maybe in a different country, a different state. It could be days away from him, but traveling by gnome back, because I do travel by gnome back sometimes. It's a reliable way. They're strong people, and they honestly charge very, very little. So sometimes I like to travel like that. Sometimes I'll just go in a car or whatever, something weird like that. But anyway, so yeah, you can slap a note anywhere. You can put it on your roof. You can paint a big note for me on your roof, and I'll probably get it. I got some satellites up in the sky, and I do sometimes look down at just random houses, and I'm sort of like, oh, is that a comment for one of my videos? That's amazing. The technology today is just insane. Anyway, so yeah, basically, if you left a comment on the last video and you're expecting it to be fulfilled or whatever, if it was a question, if it was something like, oh my god, you shouldn't be doing that, do it this way. Unfortunately, the way that time works, the way that crazy time works when you're talking about my videos, that's not actually possible. So I just figured I'd throw that out there, that this is getting recorded straight after the next episode, and any suggestions on the last one basically cannot be fulfilled, and I apologize, but I just need to keep playing this. I just can't stop because there's so much stuff going on. We can actually see that we've got the butcher shop actually done here, and it's actually unassigned. We'll go ahead and check the priority up to 3. Actually, I'm just going to quickly go ahead to the furnace and everything. Yeah, I need to make sure everything is actually sitting on that level 3. See, that was on priority 5, which is a terrible thing. Now these bars, priority 3. Check the ores, that's also on priority 3. So basically just going through and checking to make sure that everything... So raw stone is a little bit lower because it's not as important. Stone cut is very important. That is at the required priority of 3, and the loom should also be sitting on 3, even if we're not using it at the moment. I think I'll go ahead and sort of start the loom up to make some bolts. I'll just craft it to, I don't know, I'll just go with 8 because that's a number that came to my head, and it seems like enough to be able to get us through the next, I don't know, the next few days, I think, because it's the 9th day of spring and we only expect any enemies to be coming in summer. So I don't think anyone's going to get hurt until then, and basically the only reason we're making a loom and all this stuff is to create bandages. So yeah, that was kind of funny. Did you see how this gnome actually came? Oh, actually, I just amazed myself. I thought he actually ran this way and around these little cabinets because he just couldn't move through them. So it was like super duper realistic, extra amazing craziness. But he actually just came to the stockpile and then ran into there. He wasn't actually avoiding those looms, unless he actually does do that and people do think about running straight into stuff. We can see lots of apples coming in here. We're gonna need those saplings also cut from there. So let's go ahead and cut those clippings and just grab everything that's foraged. Go ahead and grab all that. Then we can cut those down. We should actually start cutting some of these down here, because we can always use some more wood regardless of what it is, and that's going to be fantastic. We'll be able to extend the wall fairly shortly and then close this up. Now I'm thinking, I don't know where I want the entrance of this whole place to be. I think if it was here, it would, like, I could spiral it around and sort of do zigzagging and have traps inside of that zigzagging maze pattern. And I think that's definitely what I want to do. That's definitely something that is very interesting to me, and it's probably gonna go ahead and get done. So that's probably my basic outline. There's actually a tree sitting inside of the kingdom. We will not have trees inside the kingdom. They have bugs. They have smelly stuff on them, and sometimes you walk past them and you brush up against them and you just start getting itchy, and you're just like, God damn it, if that tree was not there, I would be having just the best day. And you know, that's basically the times that you pretty much don't want a tree inside of your kingdom. So this crate, I don't believe sapling's going to crate, so let's go ahead and deconstruct that crate, and we can use it somewhere else because it's not being utilized at all there. And hopefully, can we make, oh no, we can't actually make bags without having that first yak slaughtered, because we will need the bones to make that bone needle, and obviously create, I think this is the loom, and then this is the, what is that actually called? I want to find out what is that it's actually called, because I completely forgot. It's actually called the tailor, and the tailor needs that bone needle to actually be created. So bandages, very important. Bags, very important for if you're storing things that actually use bags, because you just can't chuck saplings straight into bags like that. Go ahead and scroll down in the mines. We should be able to see some more progress with our wonderful ores. Yeah, that's wonderful. Look at all these ores. This is just, it's delicious looking at them. You sort of think it looks like caramel, but it's actually copper. You probably wouldn't be, you know, the smartest person to go ahead and chomp on that, because it wouldn't really taste like caramel at all. I think it would just taste like dirt and hard rock, and you'd probably break your teeth. Your teeth would probably just fall out of your head straight away as soon as you even thought about it. So don't think about it. If you're thinking about it right now, I am not responsible for the dentist bills, you know, for I don't know who's paying for your dentist bills. Maybe you are, maybe I don't know who is, but you know, I don't have an in-depth, you know, analysis of who is paying your bills inside of your life. So I don't even know why I'm continuing to talk about this, but you know, it would be interesting to see how many people actually pay their dentist bills. I know I don't, you know, my parents and my healthcare actually pay for that, because you know, I'm only 19 and you know, I don't make enough money to be able to actually move out of my house and do all that crazy stuff on my own. Now, there's a really, really annoying issue actually going on here. I looked at it earlier before I started this recording, and I don't know what to do because it just keeps happening. The well, as we can see, it's lit up green, and people are transporting blocks over to the well, and also planks and stuff like that. So they're getting the ingredients for the well next to the well so that the well can be built. Well. Anyway, so that's fine, but we can see there's so much activity. Why is there so much activity if there's only one person that should be hauling stuff? Everyone that is a hauler is actually coming in here and stealing. They are stealing these blocks. If we have a look here, there should be planks in here, and there were planks in here like a minute ago. If we go ahead and play and just check up on this, we should see some of the blocks actually start to get removed, which is, it's definitely a bug. I heard about this actually in the earlier versions, and I thought it actually got fixed because I never actually had this issue. I clicked play. Oh, that was weird. It looked like it was playing, but it actually wasn't. So yeah, people are coming, stealing the blocks, so that the person who's actually trying to build this well is coming back and saying, God damn it. Why? Why have you done this to me? Why have you forsaken me like this? I brought the materials here for a reason, and you're just coming and stealing it and putting back in the stockpiles. They're not even using it for a job that's more important. I wonder if I could raise the priority of this build well. I can't. So, you know, maybe I should just go ahead and a way to sort of just, you know, temporarily fix this is go ahead and suspend the blocks and also any of the wood stockpiles, so they're not going to want to, you know, steal that, and that person will be able to get that well built, and they won't have to be basically just defiled as all of their resources just being stolen right from under them. So we can see 6 people. That is just amazing to see all of those people just having pleasant dreams. I mean, let's zoom in. Oh, you can just feel the Z's coming off them. Oh, that's wonderful. I wish I was in that little gnome orgy that's going on right there, except it's a sleeping orgy and they're not actually awake having sex because they're sleeping, but it's a sleep orgy, which I think would be still enjoyable. I mean, why wouldn't it? Sleep is such a wonderful thing. If you don't like sleep, then it doesn't really matter, you know? It's not really a big thing. I won't come to your house and say, why don't you, why don't you like sleep, you know? I mean, the actual activity itself is kind of boring, but going to sleep and being tired and just getting into bed and be like, oh my god, this is so comfortable. You know, that's just such an, oh man, you know, I could go on for days about that. That's just such a good feeling. Anyway, so we've got obviously people hauling up all of this stone, and all the miners are asleep because, oh, actually there is one miner working on this level right here, which is really nice to see. And that'll obviously get us more and more ores. So we can see, oh, we must have so much ore, it is not even funny. If we go to our items and go to our metal, oh, we still got 103 ore and 13 bars. That is nice to see. I want to actually go ahead and build another workshop for metals. So the smelter smelts the various items into bars. That basically turns metal items back into bars so you can recycle them. And the blacksmith into tools and various metal items. That's going to be very useful, and we'll go ahead and build that first. And we'll just chuck it there. I think this will be the area for the weapon and the armor smith. Doesn't matter which you know, order they go in. That's going to be fine regardless. So we're basically just sitting on our hands and waiting for these yaks to make it to babies, and for people to wake up and do some extra work. We can see there's a lot of saplings getting cut off of those apple trees. And I'm eventually going to have to go ahead and you know, start my own tree farming process to actually happen here. So I think I'm going to go ahead and just designate a bunch of these trees to be cut, because we want to start the tree farm fairly soon. You know, if we don't have a readily available stock of trees really close to us, then it takes a lot of time to sort of travel to the other parts of the map and go ahead and, you know, just bring that stuff back, and then you got to cut it. And then what if you want to get saplings off those trees? Then you got to haul the saplings back. There's a hell of a lot of stuff that actually goes into it. Now, these saplings sitting here, I'm not going to worry about actual. Well, I could make this stockpile bigger and collect all of these saplings, you know, that are spread around, but these saplings aren't super duper important. I have a lot of pine saplings actually, so it's not too important for me to need to, you know, clean all that up, because the only thing that's going to happen is, you know, if I place something over it, it's probably going to get destroyed. That's okay. I could do with like 20 less saplings, so all of these could literally be destroyed in a fire, and I'd probably just sneeze at it and really not think too much about it after that, because, you know, it's not that big a deal. If we go to we've got some more pine crates here. We can see that the ore stockpile is actually completely full. So if we go to our storage menu in the build option, we can go ahead and place a new crate in there. We're probably going to need a lot more, because ores are just going to be something that just keeps on growing in numbers, and that's going to be sort of something that just keeps on continuing to grow as I get larger, and as we get more miners, as we get more stuff to build and make crazy stuff out of. So I'm going to set those two jobs to get those. Well, we've got some more copper coming out of here. And I'm also going to set a job to go ahead and make the next 10 by 10 area. Just make sure it's the right size. And then a torch can go in the middle of that. And it's going to light it all up, and it's going to make it completely safe. And I don't have to worry. And I also get the chance to obviously run into any metal ores that might be in the walls there, which is basically the mining method I'm using at the moment, which is it's the safest and it's not the most efficient. Of course, you could strip mine, not strip mine, it's actually branch mining. That's what it's called. I keep calling it strip mining. Branch mining is the most efficient because you can look through a hell of a lot of area with the smallest amount of mining time, as opposed to this one where you have to dig out like everything. But yeah, it's a lot safer. I'm not going to lose people to the horrors of corridor mining. So it's, you know, I think it's definitely worth it for the lives of our gnomes. You know, I think the most precious resource in this game has to be the gnomes. I think you undoubtedly have to say that. They are the ones that make everything possible. You know, you can say, oh, but the best metal, you know, that can let you kill like every enemy, just like so easily. Well, who uses that metal, you know? It's obviously the gnomes. They're the ones that equip it as a weapon or whatever, and you know, they do their thing, and it's amazing, and you know, they're the best. So we have most of the people actually working and doing great stuff. I wonder if the well actually, okay, so the well got built. I can go ahead and re-enable the block stockpile as well as all of the wood stockpile. because this is an all-inclusive one that basically takes any piece of wood that you could possibly throw at it, and that's going to go ahead and be done the way it used to be, and just be completely working properly. Now, I want to make apartments. Someone suggested it, and I said, oh my god, I should be making apartments right now. And I essentially want the same area for the bedrooms as I did in the last kingdom, which is a 3x3 area, because then if you look at a 3x3 area, you can fit, this is actually a 3x3 area here, you can fit a bed, and you can fit a torch, you can fit a whole bunch of furniture around it as well. So that's essentially what I want to do. Something that's going to probably postpone the apartments actually getting built as quick as they could is the fact that I don't have much birch wood, if any at all. If we go ahead and look at the actual the wood here, we can see that we've only got, we have no birch, and I want to use birch for the flooring and maybe even the walls of the apartment. I'm just going to start with the flooring because you can replace, actually you can replace floors just as easily as you can replace walls, so that's really not an issue. And in fact, I sort of just proved myself wrong. I can build the whole thing and then just go ahead and replace everything again. That will mean twice as much building time and stuff like that. But giving people homes and stuff like that is that's heaps important. You want your guys and girls to be very comfortable. You want them to sleep a really good night's sleep, and not have to worry about just going back to the stinky dormitory. I mean, there's no privacy there. If you're trying to shave your beard, if you're trying to just trim something up, you're gonna have people asking you questions. Well, how do I do this? Why are you shaving your beard? Like, don't cut that hair right there. I don't want that hair cut. Well, it's got none of your goddamn business, because I'm a gnome. I can take care of myself, and it's not like you're a child. If you can grow a beard, you can make your own choices. I think that should be one of the laws of our world, because I can't grow a beard, so I don't even make most of my actually, I'm kidding. I make pretty much all of my choices, but anyway, I don't have a beard. I don't know where I'm going with this, but something about beards and the right to do what you want. Essentially, that's what we came up with. So I think I want the apartments to sit around here, so we're gonna have to go ahead and fell these trees right here. And we should be able to get wait, 1, 2, 3, yeah, we'll be able to fit a 3x3 floor space into this little area with walls around it as well. Actually, if I do 3x3, one of the slots is going to be taken up by the stairs, in fact, so that I don't think that's going to be an issue, because I don't have that much furniture to be able to place into all of that stuff. You can see an anvil has actually been made here, which I assume is for this next metal workshop, which is great to see, and that should go up fairly shortly as well. Now we've got those trees cut down, we can go ahead and make these wonderful stone walls. We'll start it about here, and so we want a 3x3, and that'll be easily achievable. We'll just go ahead and mine out this hole here. So the apartments are going to be like high-rise. They're going to be layers and layers on top of each other. It's going to look pretty damn awesome, I think, when I get all the birch into it and stuff like that. So I'm very excited for this, and it's just going to be connected to the walls of the regular kingdom, so it can just be really quick to access it, and you're not going to have to worry about people running off and falling asleep on the ground and things like that. Also going to have to go into the build menu and go ahead and create a stairs up. And I think I want to make stone stairs just so we can make it all relatively good looking, because that's pretty important. So put the stairs up there, then we can scroll. Wait, okay, so then we can just scroll up and we'll be able to actually place our floors. Now I'm going to go ahead and make those serpentine just for now. So I just scroll. Well, I don't actually put a floor on top of the staircase. That would be a little bit silly. And I actually have to put floors on all of the walls, in fact, so that I can actually build more walls on top of them, which might sound a little bit weird, but that's what you have to do in this game. And I'm just gonna have to follow the rules of the game, because otherwise I don't think I'll get anything done. So the sun has set, it is nighttime once again, and this always reminds me about the torches. So if we go into our stocks and to the items, we've actually got 3 coal, which isn't that much. The furnace is set on the right priority, and it is set to make coal. I don't know why no one is actually making that coal. Is coal making separate from blacksmithing? I don't think it is. It might be, and maybe I should actually put the coal, the furnace, I mean, to be a high priority, because that's sort of more important to actually have the fuel before you go ahead and and you know, put all the ingredients together, because otherwise you'd just be sitting there sort of stupid, because you won't have any flames, you won't have any heat, and you won't be able to melt that metal down. We've got the blacksmith right here, we've got files, cutting wheels, ball peen hammers, felling axes, felling axe heads, and all this crazy stuff. I think so since tools are quite cheap to make, we can see that you only need a pickaxe head, which is only 1 metal bar, and also the haft, which is, do they mean shaft? You know, is that actually meant to be shaft, or is haft actually a name for, you know, for like a tool's handle? I'm not really sure. A handle or hilt, oh wait, a hilt is for a sword, we can't call it a hilt. Anyway, we'll just go ahead and assume that, you know, that's right, because why? I don't even know what I'm talking about. So crafted in a carpenter's workshop, we can see that a haft is only made out of a little bit of wood. So we can go ahead and essentially just queue up a pickaxe and also a felling axe, so that when we do get some more gnomes in and we want to get them working in the mines and also on the wood cutting frontier of this wonderful kingdom, we can go ahead and just, you know, place them in there and that'll be fine. The apartment's coming along quite nicely here. We can see the floors are actually starting to be built. Now, I do have 2 builders on that, but I also want to get them... Actually, I don't know if builders remove ramps, but either way, I want to go ahead and go to terrain and remove all of the ramps that are sitting around here, because we're actually going to want to, if I want to speak properly. Sometimes I just speak like an idiot because I'm talking so quickly that sometimes I don't even have the time to actually think about the words that are going to be coming out of my mouth, and maybe that's a bit of a problem with me. Maybe that's, you know, maybe that's a good thing. I really don't know, but it just makes me who the hell I am, and that's what I do. It's kind of weird, but yeah. So that's the way that we're gonna try and spread out the builders, because, you know, these floors will get done fairly shortly, and we can see these ramps will also get done fairly shortly. But once that happens, we can actually go ahead and dig out this whole wall and just connect it up to here, so we'll have so much more room. Now, if we go to felling trees, we'll go ahead and get those 2 trees out of the way, and also the rest of these, so we can actually make this a more uniform area for us. And I don't think... It would actually be kind of cool to have enemies that actually drop down. Maybe one certain type of enemy that could drop down into your kingdom from a, you know, a 1 or 2 block height. At the moment, they do not do that at all, so they need just a regular walking path like the gnomes do. So we don't need to worry about making a crazy fortification along the top edge of this cliff here, because that is absolutely a non-issue. Now the apartments, okay, so miners actually go ahead and get rid of those ramps, which is a nice thing. And we can actually go ahead and mine out these inner walls here, because we're not going to need them. It's the 11th day of spring, and actually that crept up on me a lot quicker than I thought. The start of the next episode is definitely going to be the beginning of our military and our basically, you know, how the entrance to this place is going to be. I want to put a bunch of doors, you know, before, you know, the first entrance to this place, because this is, again, only going to be the only entrance, I mean, apart from obviously the mine, but we've got all that lit up, so that should be okay. So yeah, the next episode is going to be crazy. It's going to be all about the military. I hope you will join me for that. I love all of you guys. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Derpify, and this is episode 5 of Gnomoria, and I'll see you in the next episode.